Hi everyone, who are you going to call? Dillon's Ghostbusters Ecto, because we're going to continue with stages 7 through to 8. Check this out. Okay guys, so stage 7 now, and we are doing more of the engine, is more the middle part of the engine. And we're just going to get into this, and as you can see, there is quite a lot of fiddly parts to assemble in this issue. So first up, we are going to take 07A, this is just this piece here, and 07B, and line it up and secure it with 2 EM screws. Next up, we're going to get 07C and line that up into 07A. Just like that. So it should just line up, and once you do get it lined up, it is just 2 AP screws to secure that together. Okay then, so once you're happy with that, we're going to take the engine we've been working on from the previous issue, and we're going to take this section, and this tab is going to line up at this far end just here. I'll just zoom in, try to get a bit of a better angle for you. It does slot together, but it can be a little bit fiddly. But once you do get it into position, secure it with a DM screw, and it is just the one. Okay, so you should have something like this. We're going to pop this to one side, and we're going to get 07E and F onto E into this section here, and it's like a keyhole, so it only fits in one way. And we're going to screw it with an AP screw from the underneath section. Okay, so next up we're going to take 07H, which is just a little piece here, and same again, it's a keyhole shape again, only goes in one way, and secure it with a BP screw. Okay, so once we've done that, we're going to take the 2 sections now, which is 07E and 07G, and we're going to slot G over into E, and it should just marry up. And once you've done that, we're going to turn it over, and from the bottom we're going to secure it with 2 AP screws again. Okay, so next up we're getting 07I, which is just this section here, and that is going to go over the part we've just been working on, and they should just line up in all 4 corners, and that is held together with 4 AP screws, 1 in each corner. Okay, so here's number 1, number 2, 3, and 4. Okay then, so next up we are fitting the breather cap. So we are taking 07J, this long section, and 07N, and securing it together with 2 EP screws. You got to love these small fiddly bits, don't we? Right, so that is screw number 2. So next up, we are going to slot it into the section we've been working on, and it goes in at this end here, and it is another keyhole shape, so it only goes in one way. Get that into position, and from the opposite side we're going to pop an AP screw in there as well. There we go. So it is a little bit fiddly, just to try and hold it into position whilst you screw it in. But patience, take your time, and it will go in. So next up, we are taking the bottom end of the gearbox, which is R7D, and we're going to secure that to the main unit with 2 EM screws. Okay, so one's at one end and one in the other side. Okay then, so once we've done that, we are taking this section we've been working on, and we're going to put that on the top part of the engine block. And these 2 fixing points should line up with this full unit. Okay then once you've done that and it's into position and you're happy, that is it for that, and I'm guessing we're going to secure that in the next issue. But for now, we are taking R7K, which is this piece here, and R7L, which is the smaller section. And just like we did previously, we're just going to line it up and secure it with 2 DM screws. And once you've got that second screw in, that is this stage complete. There we go. Okay, so stage 8, we're going to get this open, and it's the right engine block that we're doing this time. So pretty much exactly like we do with the left hand side. But we do have some tweezers this time, and we have a lot of cabling and some other little bits and bobs to assemble this time. But for now, we are just going to get 08A, which is this section here, and we're going to take 07M, this little section from the last one, and just like we did previously with the left side, we're just going to line the fixing points together, slot them into place, and secure it with 3 AP screws. Okay, so next up we are taking the 08B and the 08C, which is the Cadillac, the part with the Cadillac marking on, and 08B is the little hooky section, which is just sitting on here. And if you remember from the left side, we had to get the cover on, what says the Cadillac on, to hold this, the hook section into place. And once you've got that lined up, we will be just securing it together with 4 BP screws. And it is pretty much just one in each corner. Okay, so now taking part 07K from the previous issue, we are going to line that up with the section we've just assembled. And it should just line up. Just like that. And we're going to secure it with 2 AP screws, one at either side. Okay, so once you've done that, we're going to take over the main unit and we're going to put the 2 sections together, and they should just push in. But I remember it did take me quite a while. You do have to give it a really good push. I was a bit hesitant because I didn't want to break out, because every time I tried to put a bit of pressure on it, I'd end up snapping something. So I was just trying to weigh it up. But yeah, because it's pretty much solid metal, it does take a bit of effort to push it in, but it does snap into place eventually. I then secure it with 2 DM screws. And as you can see, the engine and gearbox are coming on very nicely after this part of the build. So it's just going to be a bit more of intricate details to get this finished now. Okay, so next up we are doing the fuel pump and filter. So taking these 2 sections just like this, and we're going to secure it with an AP screw. Then once you have screwed that into position, we are taking these 2 sections and just clicking them into place. And same again, it is a key sort of shape, so it only goes in one way. Then we are going to take both these sections we've just made, line them up and secure it with an FP screw. Okay, so bring back the main unit, and we are just going to pop this just here, and I believe it's just going to rest on top like this. Then we're going to take this piece here, place it over the top, and once it's in position, we are screwing it with a BP screw, just like that. Okay, so next up we are doing the ignition coil. So we need 08J, which is going to 08I, and 08K is going to go on the opposite side. So it is small and intricate. So I'll just take your time and push all them three together. Just like that. And once you've done that, that is going on to the rest of the engine. And it is going to be going into this section here. I'll just double check. Yeah, it's this way. So there is a little hole just here, which does line up. Small points. Anyway, once you've got it lined up, fix it with a BP screw. Okay, so next up we are installing 8 spark plugs, and there is 4 in each side. So your tweezers come in handy for this. Yeah, because it does take a little bit of pushing. But yeah, the parts are that small, your fingers will be no good. So yeah, just grip it just above the shoulder of the part and just gentle pressure to get it into position. And do that to every single one. Okay then, so once you've put all them 8 in, we are going to be moving on to the vacuum advance unit, which is this section here. And that is just pushing in just here. So yeah, I love these small bits. Proper fiddly. Anyway, so next up we have another dipstick, and that is just being located in this end. So we're just going to push this into position, and that has held a lot better than the last dipstick. Okay, so next up we have 9 distributor cap plugs. So they do look very similar to the spark plugs, to be honest with you. But these 9 are just going to go onto this section just here. And they pretty much just go all the way around, and the last one is in the centre. So same again, use your tweezers and push them in. These are at a 90 degrees though, rather than straight, so you can use your fingers and thumbs if it's easier for you. And last but not least, we have got the coil wire, and one end is going to go in the ignition coil plug and the other end into the distributor cap plug, and we are going to pop it in the middle distributor plug, and also the other end in the ignition coil plug. So if it does make it easier, the tweezers do come in handy. Okay then, so last part in this issue, we're just going to be fitting the starter motor. So we're going to take 08P and secure it with a BM screw. And then we are going to take 08Q, and that is just going to be inserted into 08P. And that is going to be secured with an AP screw. And lastly, we're going to take the final piece, which is 08R, and that is going to go into these two holes above 08P, and it's going to be held in place with a BP screw. And once we've done that, that is everything in issue 8 complete. And this is what it'll look like.